Om Ajnanatmirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahara Raghunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam साधुवैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादाभरणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So welcome all for today's Bhagavad class. So we are in chapter number 4. The name of chapter is Transcend Knowledge. So we saw in this chapter how Krishna tells us about spiritual intelligence and how the saintly kings used to understand this. And this knowledge was given in disciplic succession in parampara. And then he says that because of time, this parampara, or the system of knowledge which was given, is now lost. And therefore, I am starting it again. And Krishna chooses Arjuna as his first recipient of this new chain, because he is a friend and a devotee. And then Arjuna asks this question that how am I to understand that this knowledge was given by you to sun god, because you are born now, whereas the sun god was born long, long ago. And that time, now Krishna is telling the divine nature of his appearance from verse number 5 to 10. So in verse 5, we saw that Krishna said that we both have gone through so many births and I can remember all of them, but you cannot. Therefore, we saw the difference between conditioned soul and uh, Krishna, that how the conditioned soul also transmigrates from one birth to another, but he does not remember anything, he forgets everything. And even Krishna's eternal devotees also forget, but this is by the influence of Yog Maya. So Krishna never forgets anything, but others. So now we will see what is the uniqueness of Krishna's appearance. And then in the next few verses, the time and purpose of Krishna's appearance. So let us recite this verse number 6. Ajo san avyayatma bhutanamishwaro san prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atmamaya. Aja, unborn, api although, son being so, avyaya, without declaration, atma body, bhutanam of all those who are born, Ishvara the Supreme Lord, api although, son being so, prakritim in the transcendental form, swam of myself, adhisthaya, being so situated, sambhavami, I do incarnate, atma maya by my eternal energy. Translation: although I am unborn and my transcendent body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So Krishna is saying that he is unborn, he never takes birth, and his body is also transcendental. That is, it's not material like in this world, and because it's not material, it never deteriorates. And although Krishna is the Lord of all living entities, he still appears in this original form in every millennium. So there are scheduled incarnations which take place. There are Yuga avatars in every yuga which take place. There are Pusha avatars, Lila avatars, and different incarnations in which Krishna appears. Purport: the Lord has spoken about the peculiarity of his birth. Although he may appear like an ordinary person, he remembers everything of his many, many past births. Whereas a common man cannot remember that what he has done even few hours before. If someone is asked what did he exactly, what he did exactly at the same time one day earlier, it will be very difficult for a common man to answer immediately. He would surely have to dredge his memory to recall what he was doing exactly at the same time one day before. And yet, men often dare claim to be God or Krishna. One should not be misled by such meaningless claims. Then again, the Lord explains his Prakriti or his form. Prakriti means nature, as well as Swarupa or one's form. So Krishna is telling that the difference between ordinary man and him, that he remembers everything, but common human cannot understand, cannot remember even what he has done a day before. Then again, further is saying that the Lord says that he appears in his own body. He does not change his body as a common living entity changes from one body to another. So Lord appears in transcendental form, or his nature or swarup is Satchidananda, whereas our form is also Satchidananda actually. But because we are covered by his material body, we cannot remember everything. So the Lord's body never changes. He comes in his own original Satchidananda form and he goes back in this form only. The conditioned soul may have one kind of body in the present birth, but he has different body in the next birth. In the material world, the living entity has no fixed body but transmigrates from one body to another. So in this material world, we see that somebody is in the body of a man, then he may become a body of woman, or may take a body of animal or plant anything. So this material body keeps on changing as per the karma of the particular person he has to undergo. The Lord, however, does not do so. Whenever he appears, he does so in the same original body by his eternal potency. In other words, Krishna appears in this material world in his original eternal form with two hands holding a flute. He appears exactly in this eternal body. So many times we see that question comes that how we have this material body or two form of material body. So this has come from Krishna only, and we are part and parcel of Krishna, and therefore we have same Krishna body, that is of two hands and this material form. And although the body does not deteriorate like material body, it still appears that Lord Krishna grows from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth. But astonishingly enough, he never ages beyond youth. So Krishna's eternal age is 16 years, and therefore we see Krishna's childhood pastimes. We see that how he grows old, but he never grows beyond youth. That is 16 years of age, and at the age of 25, his material he looks like only 16 years of age. Uh, yeah, never goes. At the time of Battle of Kurukshetra, he had many grandchildren at home, or in other words, he had sufficiently aged by material calculations. Still, he looked just like a young man, 20 or 25 years old. We never see a picture of Krishna in old age because he never grows old like us. Although he is the oldest person in the whole creation, past, present, and future. So Krishna is the oldest person. He is Adyam, his person, but he never looks old. Like we see in some pictures of God in the other religion, when they paint God, it is like they have a white beard and all, because they see that God is the oldest, so he must have grown old now. But here, if we see Krishna is always young with his flute, playing with his flute. So therefore, he's always being painted, or uh, his form. If we see any deity form, or he's always young. It is clear. Neither his body nor his intelligence never deteriorates or changes because he's Sachidan form. Therefore, there is no change in his intelligence or his body. So therefore, we should understand that our material body deteriorates, but does not. Therefore, it is clear that in spite of being in the material world, he is the same unborn eternal form of bliss and knowledge, changeless in his transcendental body and intelligence. Factually, his appearance and disappearance are like the sun's rising, moving before us, and then disappearing from our eyesight. When the sun is out of sight, we think that the sun is set. And when the sun is before our eyes, we think that sun is on the horizon. Actually, the sun is always in its fixed position, but owing to our defective insufficient senses, we calculate the appearance and disappearance of the sun in the sky. So here a very wonderful example is given of sun. So we see every day sun rises in the east and then dawns in the west. But actually, sun is always there. It is not that sun again appears and disappears. Sun is always there. So when it appears from our origin here, in some other country, it appears. So, like this also, we see that Krishna comes here in this world, does Leela, then from this world he goes to another world, does Leela, then third world. So like this, he always is going from one world to another world, and like this, his Leela is constantly going on. Like the sun is always coming and going, always coming and going now, then after us, next place, then next place, the next place. So therefore, in our eyes, the sun is set, but actually the sun is there always. And like this, in our eyes, we see that Krishna comes and goes, but Krishna is always there in Sachidan form. And now also somewhere the Putna is being killed. Somewhere if we see in Dwarka, the marriage is going on, and some universe or something will be going on. So this happens continuously. So in one day of Brahma, Krishna appears once in a day. So this all calculation is given in Bhashimad Bhagavatam. So our 1 year is equal to 1 day of Indra, Swarga. And like this, in 1 day of Brahma, 14 Indra comes and goes. So 1 day of Brahma is 1000 Divya Yugas. So what is Divya Yuga? So Divya Yuga is a combination of Dwapar, then Dwapar, then Kalyug, then the Treta Yug and the Satyug. So this Kalyug is of 4,30,000 years. So into 2 is Dwapar, into 3 is Treta, and into 4 is Satyug. So that is the duration of the whole thing. So overall, it comes around 4 crore 32 lakh, 43 lakh and 20,000 years. So this is 43 lakh 20,000 is one Divya Yuga, and into 1,000 is 1 day of Brahma. So like this, the time is calculated, and this 1 day of Brahma, 14 Indra comes and goes. So in this whole duration of 1 day of Brahma, Krishna appears once in the material world. So this is how rare Krishna appears in the material world. And still his pastimes are continuously going on in one universe or another. Therefore, we can easily come to know that there are so many universes all around the planet. And therefore, every universe, the pastimes are going on. And therefore, we should understand this material world is very huge. We are not yet being having so much knowledge about this material world in which we are living. So every time the scientists find some new planets, some new living species or something. So still the scientists have never come to the end of this material world. But like this, there are millions and trillions and of universes in which Krishna is daily taking birth, and daily some pastimes are going on. And because Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are completely different from that of ordinary common living entity, it is evident that his eternal blissful knowledge and by his eternal potency, he is never contaminated by material nature. So this material nature, he comes and takes birth, but he is not under the material nature, and therefore he acts independently. The Vedas also confirm that the Supreme Personality of God is unborn, yet he still appears to take his birth in multi manifestations. The Vedic supplementary literatures also confirm that even though the Lord appears to be taking his birth, he is still without change of body. In the Bhagavatam, he appears before his mother as Narayana with 4 hands, and the decorations of the 6 hands of 6 signs of opulence. His appearance in his original eternal form is his causeless mercy bestowed upon the living entities so that They can concentrate on Supreme Lord as He is and not on the mental concoctions or imaginations, which the impersonalists wrongly think the Lord forms to be. So, if we know the Krishna's form is been described in the Shastra, how Krishna looks and all, and he appears in his form or he gives his darshan so that the conditioned souls or we all can meditate on his form. And in this way, by long meditation and forming deep attachment, we can go back to his abode. So that is why he comes in this material world. And it is causeless mercy that he comes again and again in this material world. So therefore, we should be taking very much benefit of this present time because Krishna has just appeared 5,000 years back in this material world, and then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared just 500 back. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also incarnation of Lord Krishna, but as in the form of devotee. So therefore, we should take every advantage of this time and do practice our devotionals. The word Maya or Atma Maya refers to the Lord's causeless mercy. According to the Vishnu Post Dictionary, the Lord is conscious of all of his previous appearances and disappearances. But a common living entity forgets everything about his past body as soon as he gets another body. He is the Lord of all living entities because he performs wonderful and superhuman activities while he is on earth. Therefore, the Lord is always the same absolute truth and is without differentiation between his form and the self, or between his quality and body. A question may now be raised as to why the Lord appears and disappears in this world. This is explained in the next verse. So, is how we see that Lord performs superhuman tasks so that we may glorify Him, and in this way, we may go to His world. So, the question may be arising that why He, the Lord, appears and disappears, why He can't stay here permanently, or actually, what is the reason of His appearance here? So let us, this is explained in the verse number 7, that why does he appear in this material world again and again. So let us see this verse. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. Yada yada, whenever and wherever, he certainly dharmasya of religion, glani, disappearance, bhavati, become manifested, bharata, which is end of bharata, abhyuthanam, predominance, adharmasya of religion, tada, at that time, atmanam, self, yami, manifest, aham, I. Translation. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descent of Bharata and a predominant rise of religion, irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So, why does Krishna appear? So, whenever there is a decline in religious practice and predominant rise of irreligion, so that time Krishna manifests. So, at that time when Dwapar, there were so many kings and so many things which was increasing and it was not beneficial for this world. And we know that time Prithvi Devi appears and she goes to Brahmaji and asks to help. And Brahmaji says that let us go to Mahavishnu. And then he said that I will appear. So Krishna appears whenever there is a decline in religious practice. So the question may arise that now it's so much declining. Now in Kali Yuga, the religious practices are going so fast down and degrading. So why is not appearing here now? So in this time and age, Krishna has appeared in his holy name, and we should take advantage of this holy name. And at the end of this millennium of this Kali Yuga, he'll also appear as Kalki Avatar and then perform his religious duty of annihilating all the demons and then protecting the pious men. Purport. The word Sijami is significant here. Sijami cannot be used in the sense of creation because according to previous verse, there is no creation of Lord's form or body. Since all of the forms are eternally existent, therefore Sijami means the Lord manifests himself as he is. So here Prabhupada is explaining the word Sajami. Actually, the Sajami means that creation. But if we see that Krishna's body, Krishna's eternal associates, and Krishna's Dham is all always there. So it cannot be created again and again. So here the word creation means that it manifests before our eyes, and afterwards it also will vanish from our eyes. So this is what the Sajami means. Although the Lord appears on schedule, namely at the end of Dwapar Yuga of the 28th millennium of the seventh Manu in the day of Brahma, he has no obligation to adhere to such rules and regulations because he is completely free to act in many ways at his will. So Krishna can appear whenever he wants. There is no obligation on him to appear on this time. So this time when we are living, so this is the 51st year of Brahma, and this is the first day of 51st year of Brahma. And in that first day of Brahma, this is the 28th millennium of the seventh Manu. This is the, like I told you that there are 14 Indra which come in the day of Manu, Brahma. So it's the seventh Indra or the seventh Manu. So these are all different collection of Manu, Indra, Rishis and all which come together in one of the uh, one of the time of day of Brahma. So this is the if we see this, so it's the seventh Manu in the first day of Brahma, and in that the seventh Manu, this is a 28th time. The 28th time the Satyug, the Dwapar, Treta, and Kalyug comes. So it's the 28th time. So this is the exact calculation which is given of where we are now. So, therefore, this Bhagavatam and all is not mythological. It gives us exact date in history, but because it contains history of so many years in past times, so many years and so many years of millions of years, so many cannot comprehend the time and therefore may think that this is mythological or is not true. But here, if we see the exact time and everything is given, and therefore this is very true and this is not mythology, but real, that we are this material. He therefore appears by his own will whenever there is a predominance of irreligiosity and a disappearance of true religion. Principles of religion are laid down in the Vedas, and any discrepancy in the matter of properly executing the rules of the Vedas makes one irreligious. So, somebody may argue that what is religion, what is irreligion. So it is defined in Vedas. So whatever Vedas say that is a religion is a religion. And something against the rules of the Vedas is religion. And therefore, for us, we may not understand that is it religion or religion, or somebody may argue, no, this is religion. Like in so many countries, liquor is allowed and animal eating is also allowed. But according to Vedas, it is not religious. It is irreligious. So the government may or may not allow certain things. The present time may allow certain things which are not good or something. But this all does not matter much because the rules and regulations which should be governed are through the Vedas. So if there is something which is allowed, will be described in the Vedas, and if there is something which should not be allowed, it will also be described in the Vedas. So therefore, otherwise there will always be discrepancy of what is right and what is wrong. And therefore, Vedas are one which are written by the Lord, which are given by the Lord, and therefore there is no defect in the Vedas, and therefore whatever principles given in the Vedas constitute religion, and anything against the rules and regulations of Vedas constitute irreligion. So therefore, we should adhere by the Vedas. In the Bhagavatam, it is stated that such principles are laws of the Lord. Only the Lord can manufacture a system of religion. So nobody can come and manufacture his own religion, like manufacture so many new rules and regulations. So therefore, only the Lord has this right and he can only manufacture. The Vedas are also accepted as originally spoken by the Lord himself to the Brahma from within his heart. So the Vedas were revealed to Brahma in his heart by Lord, and therefore Bhagavatam also says that that this knowledge was revealed to Brahma from his heart. Therefore, the principles of dharma or religion are the direct orders of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these principles are orders of Supreme Personality of Godhead to be followed. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam 6.3.19. These principles are clearly indicated throughout the Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of the Vedas is to establish such principles under the order of the Supreme Lord, and the Lord directly orders at the end of the Gita that the highest principle of religion is to surrender unto Him only. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are so many principles described. There are different chapters described in different factors of living, some how to work, some how to live a life, and so many things. But the highest of all, if we see, it is described in the end, that is to surrender everything to Krishna. So that is what is there, and there is nothing more about this. The Vedic principles push one towards complete surrender unto him, and whenever such principles are disturbed by the demonic, the Lord appears. So all the Vedas tell that we should completely surrender to Lord, and therefore, whenever these principles are disturbed by demons, the Lord appears. So the question may arise that why Krishna is so adamant, or why Krishna wants that everyone should surrender to him. So a common example may be given that there are some parents. We see that we all have parents. So what do parents want? The parents want that the children should hear to them. So I have so many parents who complain that children are not listening to them, and they are not studying, or they are not following what parents are saying. So all the parents want that the children should follow them. So now if we ask parents that why you want your children to follow you, then what will parents say? The parents will say that this child does not know what is good for him. But we as parents, we love him, we care for him, and we exactly know what is good for him. And therefore we want that he follows us so that we can do good for him. And like this way, the parents want that children should follow the parents. Why? Because the parents know what is best for the children. We don't know. Similarly, Krishna is our original parent. Krishna is our father. And Krishna knows what is best for us. And therefore, in our own interest, Krishna is saying that please surrender to me and I will do the best for you. So this is not arrogance on the part of Krishna that he's asking for us to surrender to him, or that he's proud, but it is for our benefit, or it is for our good that Krishna is asking for us that we should surrender to Krishna. Like the father and mother ask the children to surrender to the wishes of father and mother. So it does good in the long run for the children. In the short run, the child may think that this is not good or this is not proper with me. But in the long run, definitely he will be benefited. Like similarly, in the long run, if we follow the instructions of Krishna, we will definitely be benefited. So from the Bhagavatam, we understand that Lord Buddha is an incarnation of Krishna who appeared while materialism was rampant, and materialists were using the pretext of the authority of the Vedas. Although there are certain restrictive rules and regulations regarding animal sacrifice for particular purpose in the Vedas, people of demonic tendency still took to animal sacrifice without reference to the Vedic principles. Lord Buddha appeared to stop this nonsense and to establish the Vedic principles of non-violence. Therefore, each and every avatar or incarnation of the Lord has a particular mission, and they all descend in the revealed. They are all described in the revealed scriptures. So here, if we see the example of Lord Buddha is given, that how Lord Buddha incarnated, and he's a incarnation who comes from Krishna. So that time what was happening was the people were too much materialistic, and they, in the name of religion, they were slaughtering the animals. So the question comes that why does Veda allow animal slaughter? or why Veda contains some portion where the animals can be slaughtered, some rules and regulations given in the Vedas so that the animals can be slaughtered. So the answer is that actually Vedas do not want that we should even slaughter animals, but we are very adamant. So some people will definitely want to eat meat, and some definitely will have the bad want to take this bad karma by killing the animals. So Vedas is saying that okay, anyways you want to eat meat. So if you do yourself whimsically, then what will happen that you will incur sin also, and so many animals will be killed rampantly. So instead of that, I will give you some way in which you can fulfill your desire of eating meat. But at the same time, because the Vedas also give some prohibitions and the method. So what is happening is gradually the person is purified, and after some time he will lose the desire of eating meat. So the purpose of giving some sanction in the Vedic principle is that so that ultimately it can be stopped. So the purpose is in the given in the Vedas to eat such thing is not so that it can be done whole life or it can be done unrestrictedly or more and more it is encouraged. No, that is not the purpose of Vedas. The purpose of Vedas is that gradually the person should altogether stop meat eating and all, but at the present stage is not being able to stop. So let me help the person so that gradually he may stop eating meat. So this is the purpose why the something is given in the Vedas. But what people do is they take the permissions from the Vedas, but they don't do the prohibition part that we have to do these things. Then only we can take the permission. So now also in this world we see people fight for their rights. That this is my right, I should get this and this is it. But do not follow the responsibility part that if I take this right, I also need to perform this responsibility in my life. And therefore, there's chaos everywhere. And therefore, we see that Lord Buddha appeared and he told that I don't believe in Vedas and all. So Lord Buddha is also incarnation of Krishna. Why he will say that I don't believe in Vedic scriptures? Because the name of Vedic scriptures, people were slaughtering the animals. And therefore, to stop this, Lord Buddha came and he established that I don't believe in Vedas, so that you stop the animal killing. So in order to save people from going to hell and to save the animals, this was done. Therefore, each and every avatar or incarnation of the Lord has particular mission. So he has only this mission, Buddha. And then Shankaracharya comes, and then Madhvacharya and all comes, and gradually this Vaishnava path has been established. No one should be accepted as avatara unless he is referred to by scriptures. It is not a fact that the Lord appears only on Indian soil. He can manifest himself anywhere and everywhere and wherever he desires to appear. So nobody can tell that I am avatar or he is avatar or somebody is avatar without any reference to scriptures. So scriptures tell us that who are going to avatars. So in today's day and age where so many people are claiming to be God, that we are God, or so that is all not good according to the scriptures and not at all correct. So anything, any avatara has to be described in the scriptures. Also, it is not correct that Lord appears only on Indian soil because some people argue that all the incarnation of God, if we see, they only come in India, they don't come in other parts of the world. So that is also not true. Actually, the whole world before was known as Prithvi or known as Earth planet, and there was a single world in all over the world before, and therefore the Lord used to appear at different places and used to roam at different places also, and he can manifest anywhere. And now we see that there are so many temples, there are so many deities in so many places of the world. So these deities are nothing but Krishna has appeared himself in the form of deity, so that we can worship and see him. So in each and every incarnation, he speaks as much about religion as can be understood by the particular people under their particular circumstances. But the mission is same, to lead people to God consciousness and obedience to the principles of religion. Sometimes he descends personally, and sometimes he sends his bona fide representative in the form of his son or servant or himself in the some disguised form. So we can see that all the people who, all the incarnation who come, they speak about religion, but they only speak that much which is can be understood by the people in general. So therefore, if we see that some religion or some places, we see that the rules and regulations given are very basic or very low, then we should understand that the person giving these rules and all has the capacity to give more, but the followers do not have the capacity to understand or lead, and therefore such very basic instructions are given. And therefore, in our life also, till the time we are matured and we grow, will not be being able to get the higher principles in life, or will not be able to practice higher principles, and or a higher principle will not be revealed to us because we have not reached that stage. But as soon as we become eligible and follow the lower principles very nicely, automatically we'll come to know the higher principles, and gradually our will grow very fast. So therefore, Krishna has the capacity to give us the higher principles also, but they are given to us according to our capacity and time, space, and knowledge. The principles of Bhagavad Gita were spoken to Arjuna, uh, and for that matter, to the other highly elevated persons. So, sometimes what happens is Krishna comes himself, and sometimes what he does is he sends his representative. So, or his son or servant or anybody in some disguised form. So we see that Krishna came and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and then we see the six Goswamis who are the representative came. Then we see that in so many pantha, so the Vallabhacharya Prabhuji came, Vallabhacharya Acharya ji came, and in some other pantha we see that Tukaram Maharaj came and he described the path of devotion. And same way Ramacharya came. So like this, either he comes or he sends different of representatives of him, so that this bhakti cult can be given to different persons. So here also, if we see why Arjuna was chosen, the principle was given to Arjuna because he was highly advanced compared to the ordinary person in other parts of the world. So whatever knowledge we get, whatever we get is because of our advancement in knowledge. So if we are not advanced, we will never get higher knowledge. And therefore, if we are not getting something, we should not blame others for our not getting higher knowledge or higher student something. As soon as we are eligible, Krishna is ready to give us. And the way we'll get, we don't know. Either we'll meet some devotees, or either some devotees may come to us. So if we see in the case of Parikshit Maharaj, so when Parikshit Maharaj left everything after he got the curse, and he left everything and wanted to hear Bhagavatam, he just went to the shore of Ganga, and there Sukdev Goswami appeared on his own without being caught, because there were no mobile phones that time, or there was nothing like somebody to tell that, oh, this is happening here, this is happening. No. So the Krishna in the heart of uh, Sukdev Goswami told him to go to Parikshit Maharaj, and he went to Parikshit Maharaj, and this way Bhagavatam was spoken. And not only Sukdev Goswami, all over the world, so many different personalities came, so many devotees and so many higher personalities came just to see how Parikshit Maharaj is living his body. So that Parikshit Maharaj was so elevated, we can come to this. And therefore, if we also want higher knowledge, then we should elevate ourselves and try to come to a standard. And therefore, this is very important. So 2 plus 2 equals 4 is a mathematical principle that is true in the beginner's arithmetic class and in the advanced class as well. Still, there are higher and lower mathematics. So maths is same and it is true for all. But if we see the second, third standard student will have a very less syllabus, and if a person goes to 9, 10, most level, and still he will go to engineering and others, then he'll have much more levels and much more formulas to solve. So as the child grows in different places, then different principles are given. So then he's also given advanced class as well. Uh, Still, there are higher and lower methods. In all incarnations of the Lord, therefore, the same principles are taught, but they appear to be higher and lower in various circumstances. So, the Lord teaches the same principles again and again, but it appears to be varied because of uh, the the difference in the level of the hearer. The higher principles of religion begin with the acceptance of the four orders and the four stages of social life, as will be explained later. So there are four orders and four status. That is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, or Brahmachari, this Vanprastha, and Sannyas. So these are different status and orders. So this will explain later. The whole purpose of the mission of incarnation is to arouse Krishna consciousness everywhere. Such consciousness manifest and non-manifest only under different circumstances. So, this all incarnations were coming one after another. Their whole purpose is one, so that we become devotees of Krishna, and some bhakti can be aroused within us. So, this is the only goal of all these incarnations, and therefore, uh, they come under different circumstances whenever there is need. So after they come, what do they do? So this is explained in the verse number 8. Paritrāṇāya sadhunām vināṣāya ca duṣkritāṃ dharma samsthāpanārthāya sambhavāmi yuge yuge. Paritrāṇāya, for the deliverance, sadhunām, of the devotees, vināṣāya, for the annihilation, cha, and duṣkritāṃ, of the miscreants, dharma, principles of religion, samsthap, samsthapana, arthaya, to reestablish, sambhavami, I do appear, yuge, millennium, yuge, after millennium. Translation. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So what are the things Krishna does is first is to deliver the pious or to deliver his devotees, like Prahlad Maharaj, he came and like this for different in devotees, he came in different avatars. And then to annihilate the miscreants. So while he came for Prahlad Maharaj, he killed Hiranyakashipu. So to kill the miscreant, as well as to establish the principles of religion. Third work he does is to establish the principle of religion so that the religion may flourish. I appear, myself appear millennium after millennium. So Krishna appears in own form, original form, in different millenniums. Means that is after a long time he appears again. Purport, according to Bhagavad Gita, a sadhu holy man is a man in Krishna consciousness. A person may appear to be irreligious, but if he has the qualifications of Krishna consciousness wholly and fully, he is to be understood to be sadhu. So, very much need to understand this point that a person may appear to be a sadhu, but he is considered to be sadhu. So why it is? So he may appear to be religious. Why is to be considered sadhu? So if he has qualification of Krishna consciousness, or he is surrendered to Krishna, or is now taken the right path, then needs to be understood as sadhu. Why? Because in due course of time, we will see that he is rectified. In due course of time, we'll see that he is on the right path. Like suppose somebody is very dirty, his whole clothes, his whole body is filled with mud and all. Now he has gone in the bathroom and under the shower, he's just standing. So if we criticize that person who is standing in the shower, it's not of much use because within some time, because of standing in the shower, all the mud and impurities on his body will be washed away. And therefore, his original personality or his original roop may be seen very soon, and therefore he is not to be criticized. Similarly, one who takes to Krishna consciousness may not have very good character, may not have very good qualities at the present time, but because he has taken to Krishna consciousness very seriously, in due course of time, he will become pure, and therefore he is to be understood as sadhu. That oh, he's a sadhu because he's trying to rectify himself. He wants to rectify himself, and he does rectify himself, but only uh, time is separating all the things, and therefore he's to be considered as sadhu. Otherwise, we'll be considering Vaishnava aparad. We'll do Vaishnava aparad. So therefore, we should never ever criticize person, even though he may look like alias person, but has qualification of resources. Otherwise, our bhakti is at loss. And in this also, we see very, very famous example of Dhruv Maharaj. So, this is a very classic example of Dhruv Maharaj comes in Bhagavatam. So, here what happened was Suruchi, her stepmother or her father had two wives, Suniti and Suruchi. So, Dhruv was born of Suniti, and Suruchi was the favorite of King Uttanpad. So, because the king Uttanpad was always favoring Suruchi, his son Uttama was his favorite. So once what happened was Dhruv Maharaj came and wanted to sit on the lap of Uttanpad, his father, but Suruchi did not allow. And his father Uttanpad also didn't protest or said anything in favor of Dhruv Maharaj. And this way, an offense was committed against Dhruv Maharaj by Suruchi. Now, we may think that it's very small offense and what is anything. And here Suruchi also tells Dhruv Maharaj that if you want to ever sit on your father's lap, then what you need to do is you go to the jungle, do bhakti, practice austerity and all, and then take birth in my womb, and then only you can sit here. So what she was actually telling was, you may die. You die first, then again take birth. So actually, she was cursing him to die. And this point of time, Dhruv Maharaj is not a devotee, nothing, no credit or nothing. So nothing happened to Suruchi. But within few months, Dhruv Maharaj became a pure devotee. And because he became a pure devotee, this offense of Suruchi was done to Dhruv Maharaj long back, now came into picture. And because of this offense, which Suruchi did to Dhruv Maharaj, she was being killed by the Lord, and along with his son, both were to be destroyed. Because of an offense done to a person, a Dhruv Maharaj, to a devotee Dhruv Maharaj, who was not even devotee when the offense was done. And therefore, we should be very sure that we should not do any offense to anybody. An offense is done when we have envy in our heart, when we have jealousy in our heart. For a person who doesn't have envy or jealousy, he will not do offense. But these are the main reasons why we do offense, and therefore offense is very deadly, and we should try as much as we can to save ourselves from Vaishnava aparad. Otherwise, our bhakti is at risk. And drishkatam applies to those who do not care for Krishna consciousness. Such miscreants or drishkatam are described as foolish and the lowest of mankind. Even though they may be decorated with a mundane education, whereas a person who is 100% engaged in Krishna consciousness is accepted as sadhu, even though such a person may be neither learned nor well cultured. So, they're saying that Dushkatam, who is Dushkatam, are the foolish and the lowest of mankind. So, this Dushkatam people have lot of knowledge, but this is mundane education. So with this mundane education, they try to appear as religious, but actually they are not. And therefore, they are the lowest of mankind, it is being said. And the person who is Krishna conscious should be accepted as sadhu, not this person. So, suppose we see two persons. So one is not Krishna conscious person, who does not believe in the God, but has very, very good character. His dealings are very nice. He talks very sweetly. He never raises his voice and so many. And on the other side, we have a person who is a devotee of Krishna, but very arrogant, very not properly cultured and all. So then, what we should do? Should we criticize this devotee who is not cultured, and should we offer praise to the person who is not a devotee? So the scriptures say that everyone who is not a devotee works on the three modes of material nature, that is goodness, passion, and ignorance. So what the scripture says, at this point of time, that person is behaving very nicely and all, because in the mode of goodness. And this mode may change at any point of time. Somebody in the mode of goodness may come to mode of passion and all, and somebody who is mode of passion may come to mode of goodness. So this mode changes. So as soon as the mode will change, his behavior will change. So his all tolerance, his sweet talk and all will wiped away as soon as this the gunas change or the mode of attention which is working changes. But when a person becomes a devotee of Krishna, what is happening is gradually is trying to rectify himself, and therefore he is not under the modes of material nature after some time. And therefore, because he is not in the mode of material nature, but this direct in the state of Krishna, the qualities which will appear in him within some time will remain permanent. And therefore, such person are more to be respected than person who just show quality but who are in the mode of goodness. At the same time, if somebody is in the mode of goodness, we should help him so that he may develop some bhakti or Krishna consciousness. In this way, both the person can be help out. And definitely, the person who is in Krishna consciousness is far more better. Even at this point of time, he appears to be not so better. And that doesn't mean that we should associate with such person. We may respect him, but keep a safe distance from that devotee also. But in never we should do some offense to that person, and that is what is needed. So I hope this point is clear, because so many times this question has been asked that if somebody is devotee, how can he behave wrongly? Or somebody is not a devotee, but he behaves so good. So this is the clarification for both. As far as the atheists are concerned, it is not necessary for the Supreme Lord to appear as he is to destroy them, as he did with the demons Ravana and Kamsa. The Lord has many agents who are quite competent to vanquish demons, but the Lord specially descends to appease his unalloyed devotees who are always harassed by the demonic. So Krishna does not come here to kill the demons. This he can do by his different energies. He can send somebody to do all these things. Like we have different kings who came at different times, like Amrish Maharaj or Prataputta or anybody. So they can do this needful. This killing of demons can be done by them. So Krishna may not appear for this. Why does Krishna appear is to reciprocate with his devotees, to reciprocate especially to with his unalloyed devotees. So that is why Krishna comes when the devotees are harassed by the demonic. So the demon harasses the devotee even though the latter may happen to be his skin. So the demons are such that they may harass anybody, even the family members also they can harass. So although Prahlad Maharaj was the son of Hiranyakashipu, he was nonetheless persecuted by his father. Although Devaki, the mother of Krishna, was a sister of Kamsa, she and her husband Vasudeva were persecuted only because Krishna was to be born of them. So these examples are very good which are given. So if you see, Prahlad Maharaj was son of Hiranyakashipu, and Prahlad was the best of devotees. And Hiranyakashipu had everything in the world, except it's one thing that this son, Prahlad Maharaj, was a devotee of Vishnu. So Hiranyakashipu would would we have been satisfied that anyways whole world is under me, everybody is chanting my name, glory, even the Swarga planets, all the planets under me, and I am enjoying very nicely. Then let this one person do whatever he wants. But just see the way it works, that Hiranyakashipu did not want Prahlad to worship Vishnu. And he did so many austerities on Prahlad Maharaj. At the end, Hiranyakashipu was being wiped out and Prahlad Maharaj remained because he was a devotee of Krishna. So Krishna appeared in the form of Narasimha Bhagwan and killed Hiranyakashipu. So here, if we see, if Krishna wanted, he can kill Hiranyakashipu within within no time, not even seconds. Like so, Paramatma is sitting in everybody's heart. So if Krishna as Paramatma is sitting in Hiranyakashipu's heart, he may just walk out the heart, and the person will be dead at that point of time. So easy it is for Krishna to kill anybody, any demons. But to why does then Krishna come here? So that he may respect the devotees. And second is the pastimes which he does, maybe then heard again and again, maybe repeated again and again, maybe discussed again and again, so that after hearing the pastime of the Lord, the devotees or the person may even go back to it. So the Lord Krishna appeared primarily to deliver Devaki rather than to kill Kamsa, but both were performed simultaneously. Therefore, it is said here that to deliver the devotee and vanquish the demon miscreants, the Lord appears in different incarnations. So, to deliver the devotees and vanquish the demons, the Lord appears. So both can be done simultaneously. So main purpose is to deliver the devotees, but while delivering devotees, the demons are also killed. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita of Krishna's Kaviraj, the following verse, Madhya Lila, chapter 20, verse number 264, summarize these principles of incarnation. सृष्टि हेतु यही मूर्ति प्रपंचे अवतार से ईश्वर मूर्ति अवतार नाम धरे अधरे मायातीत परव्योम सबार अवस्थाने विश्व अवतारी धरे अवतार नामे नाम. The avatar or incarnation of Godhead descends from the kingdom of God for material manifestation. And the particular form of the personality of God who so descends is called an incarnation or avatara. So the Lord or his devotees incarnate in the material world from the kingdom of God where they live and come to the material world. And when this particular form of personality comes or descends here, we call that as incarnation or avatara. And yeah. So there are scheduled times when they come. So there are various kinds of avatars such as Purusha avatars. So these Purusha avatars are the Kanadosha Vishnu, Garbhodosha Vishnu, and Sudosha Vishnu. So this avatara, they come for the main part work of this is creation. So this material is created by this Purusha avatars, and then they stay in the heart as Paramatma. Then Guna avatars means there are different gunas, the Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamagun, and different dunas has different Lord like Shivji, Brahmaji, and Vishnuji. So Vishnu takes a Satya Guna and he maintains the world. Shivji is a Tamaguna and he destroys the whole thing. So that doesn't mean that he is in Tamaguna. Actually, he oversees Tamaguna actually in this material world. And Brahmaji does the creation and is in the Jogana. So these are the Guna avatars. Then there are Leela avatars. So if we see Krishna incarnate, so he's a Leela avatara, he does so many Leela. Lord Ramchandra appears, he's a Leela avatara that he comes up and does so many Leelas so that we can remember him. And then there's Saktya Vesh avatara. So Saktya avatara means some of the Shakti, Avesh means enters into some living entity. So these are special empowered devotees of the Lord who are called Saktya Avesh avataras. So like there's some king may be empowered or some other living entity may be empowered with some extraordinary task. Like we see Parshuram. So Parshuram killed so many generations of Kshatriyas in a very extraordinary manner. So this is a Satyavish Avtara. So they have a specific task to do and then they go. Then this is Manvantara Avtara. So we knew that there are so many different Manavtaras which come in different Indras, and therefore in every mantra there is a different avatar of the Lord also which comes with us to do this universal affair work. And then there is Yuga avatars. So we see that there are different yugas, Satyug, Dwapar, Treta, and Kalyug. So in different yugas, we have seen different avatars like Ramchandra in the Treta Yug, in the Krishna Dwapar Yug, and now Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Kalyug, and we saw the Hamsa Avtara in the Satyug and all. These are different Yuga Avtaras. So every Yug also has a different Avtara. So all appear on the on schedule all over the universe. So this all they appear on different times in all over the universe in different places. But Lord Krishna is the primary Lord, the founder of all avatars. But Krishna's position is what? That he is the founder and all. He is the primary Lord from all other avatars come. Lord Sri Krishna descends for the specific purpose of mitigating the anxieties of the pure devotees who are very anxious to see him in his original Vrindavan pastimes. So why does Lord Krishna appear was because of mitigating the anxieties. So the devotees are always anxious, and Lord comes so that this anxiousness of pure devotees is being mitigated. And they are always eager to see Krishna. So if you see all the gopis and all the highest devotees, they always see, where is Krishna, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? So like this, all the six Goswamis and all, they're always saying that I have not met Krishna, I want to see Krishna. So they're always anxious to see Krishna, and that also in Vrindavan form. So to mitigate the anxiety of such people, so we see the Krishna or Srimati Radharani will give their darshan again and again to the Goswamis. Therefore, the prime purpose of the Krishna Avtara is to satisfy his unalloyed devotees. So Krishna, if we see his whole purpose is to satisfy his devotees, unalloyed devotees, and therefore he comes here again and again. The Lord says that he incarnates himself in every millennium. This indicates that he incarnates also in the age of Kali. As stated in the Srimad Bhagavad, the incarnation of the age of Kali is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who will spread the worship of Krishna by the Sankirtana movement, congregational chanting of the holy name, and spend Krishna consciousness throughout India. He predicted that this culture of Sankirtana would be broadcast all over the world, from town to town and village to village. Lord Chaitanya, as the incarnation of the Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is described secretly, but not directly the confidential part of the revealed scriptures, such as Upanishads, Mahabharata, and Bhagavatam. The devotees of Lord Krishna are very much attracted by the Sankirtana movement of Lord Chaitanya. This avatar of the Lord does not kill the miscreant, but delivers them by his causeless mercy. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not been described as Avtara fully in all the real scriptures, but is the confidential part of scripture we see. So describes secretly that he'll come as Lord Krishna will come as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if we see, he appears in the form of a devotee to teach us how to practice devotee service. And therefore, he's a Chanda avatar or he's a Gupta avatar. But in this avatar, he does not kill anybody. But however down or fallen one may be, he gives Krishna prem. So see the paradox which is going on. So Kali Yuga is the worst of all yugas. If we see practically, all the people in Kali Yuga gradually go down and down and down. But Krishna is most possible in Kali Yuga that he is giving direct entry to Golok Vrindavan, which is not even available in other yugas also. Very few people can go, but this time and age, Krishna is providing unlimited opportunity for us so that we can go directly back to God. And therefore, uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful avatar of all, who does not kill but deliver all by all grace. So text number 9. So what happens if we know the Janma and Karma of Krishna? Because it was described before that how he takes birth and all. So what is the benefit? So let's see in verse number 9. Janma karma cha me devyam evam yoveti tashvata त्यक्ता देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति so Arjuna. Janma birth, karma work, cha also, me of mind, divyam transcendental, evam like this, yeah, anyone who veti knows tattvata in reality, tatta leaving aside, deham this body, puna again, janma, birth, na never, iti does attend, ma unto me, iti does attend, sa he Arjuna or translation. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains to my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So here Krishna declares that one who knows the nature of why Krishna appears and his activities. So if he knows in Tattvata, then he will not again be have to take birth in this material world. And what is tattvata, and how we'll know that the person has known him or not? So that is even in the verse number 10. So this we'll see afterwards. So the symptoms of if somebody has known Krishna as it is there in the next verse. So such a person will not take birth again in this material world, but go back to God and Krishna's abode. So maybe in some Nikunj or Kunj or maybe in Golokdham or somewhere. So according to the different forms the Lord will attract it. So if one is attracted to Rama, he will go to Ayodhya. If one is attracted to Krishna, he will go to Golokdham. When attracted to Vishnu, then he will go to some Vaikuntha planets. So everybody has own planets and all. So whatever a devotee is attracted to that, he will go to that abode and place. And in that also plays different moods. He may serve the Lord, maybe in Vatsalya, maybe Madhurya, maybe Dasya or Sakya, whatever it may be, he may serve. The laws descend from this transcendental abode is already explained in verse 6 verse. One who can understand the truth of his appearance of personality God is already liberated from material bondage, and therefore returns to the kingdom of God immediately after quitting his present material body. Such liberation of a living entity from material bondage is not at all easy. The impersonalists and the yogis attain liberation only after much trouble and many, many births. So to get out of material body actually is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. And in every point, it is only Krishna's help that we can get out of material. Otherwise, it's impossible. And if we see the yogis, they are trying out in so many births after births, and they get liberation after many, many lifetimes of achieving. But bhaktas, they get liberation very fast. And they go backward very, very fast because of special component that they are directly doing bhakti of Lord and Lord helps them because of the mercy the Lord gives, the bhakta can go very fast. Even then, the liberation they achieve merging to the impersonal Brahmajyoti of the Lord is only partial. And there is a risk of returning to a material world. But the devotee, simply by understanding the transcendental nature of the body and activities of the Lord, attains the abode of the Lord after ending this body and goes and does not return the risk of returning to the material world. So the devotee knows the activities of Krishna and all things, and therefore, because of knowing he does the worship of Supreme Personality Godhead, he chants his holy name and all, and therefore he does not come to this material world. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the Lord has many, many forms and incarnations. Advaita, Machuta, Manadi, Ananta Rupam. Although there are many transcendental forms of the Lord, there is still one in the Supreme Personality Godhead. One has to understand this fact with conviction, although it is incomprehensible to the mundane scholars and empiric philosophers, especially in the Vedas. So to understand that the Lord has many forms, still he is one, and coming from one is not so easy. And even so many scholars are not able to understand this. So Purusho Bodhini Upanishad says that as well as Eko Deva Nitya Lilanurakto Bhakta Vyapiriti Antaratma. The one Supreme Personality God is eternally engaged in many, many transcendental forms in relationship with his unloved devotees. This Vedic version is confirmed in the in this verse of the Gita personally by the Lord. So, according to our rasa above bhav, there is a different form of Lord which will be attracted to us. And everybody is unique and everybody is uniquely attracted to some form or the other of the Lord. So this will gradually be revealed to us as we grow in our devotional service. He who accepts this truth on the strength of the authority of the Vedas and of the Supreme Personality God, and who does not waste time in philosophy and speculation, attain the highest perfectional stage of liberation. Simply by accepting this truth on faith, one can, without a doubt, attain liberation. So we should accept this as a fact, and just by accepting, we can attain liberation. The Vedic version Tattvam Asi is actually applied in this case. Anyone who understands Lord Krishna to be the supreme, or who says that Lord, you are the same supreme Brahman, the personality of Godhead, is certainly liberated instantly. And consequently, his entrance into the transcendental association of the Lord is guaranteed. In other words, such a faithful devotee of the Lord attains perfection, and this is confirmed by the following Vedic assertion. Tameva viditvati mrityum eti nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. One can attain the perfect state of liberation from birth and death simply by knowing the Lord, the Supreme Personality of God, and there is no other way to achieve this perfection. So if we can just know the Lord, so knowing Lord is not so easy. Knowing Lord as it is perfectly takes its own time, and therefore one who knows Lord can automatically be liberated. So this is Shweta Upanishad 3 point. That there is no alternative means that anyone who does not understand Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God is surely in the mode of ignorance, and consequently, he will not attain salvation simply, so to speak, by licking the outer surface of the bottle of honey, or by interpreting the Bhagavad Gita according to mundane scholarship. Such empiric philosophers may assume very important roles in the material world, but they are not necessarily eligible for liberation. Such puffed up mundane scholars have to wait for the causes of the devotee of the Lord. One should therefore cultivate Krishna consciousness with faith and knowledge, and in this way attain perfection. So, uh, there may be so many scholars in the material world, but they are not eligible for liberation because they have pride about their scholarship, and therefore it's not so easy for them to do devotionals. But they can also get the mercy of Lord, and in this way cultivate faith and knowledge, and this way attain perfection. So thank you very much. We'll do this in the next class further.